ちしめたい消えてしまう前にもう一度どこまでも舞い上がるクリスタル
Hello everyone, this is me again, Alivia Diva. I'm going to explain some things about reading and other things. Hope it is useful. The first is scanning for specific information. What is scanning? Scanning is a focused and a rapid way of reading something to locate specific information. Like reading for a phone list to find your friend's phone number or scanning a menu to find the price of drinks. This is not the same as reading quickly to find the main idea or skimming. The purpose is to help students to read text quickly and accurately in order to find answers to specific questions. To help students find specific information in lists, manuals, advertisements, and on the website and reading passage. The procedure is, before scanning, know your specific question and understand it. What are you scanning to find? Is there a keyword you are looking for? 2. Preview the text to see how information is arranged. Where do you think the information are you looking for might be? Create a mental image of the fact, word or phrase you are looking for. Is it a number? Then scan for a number. Is it a name? Then scan for name. And the last, think of synonyms that might be used instead. 5. Look for clues the author might give you. 6. You could combine this with a Herringbone graphic organizer or list of items to scan for. How to scan? 1. Move your eyes in a scanning pattern. 2. Use your finger to scan. 3. Don't stop to read until your eyes see one of the keywords you are looking for. 4. Look where for the writer organize the readings, headings, numbers, signal words in bold or italics. 5. Use your finger to guide you down the page from line to line looking for your keywords. An example is when we come to a bookstore. We already have the title of the book that we are going to buy and we will look for it. The first thing to do is to know the genre of the book, what we are going to buy. If it's an education book, then we should walk to the book section on education. We can find the book we want slowly. Usually the author names looks big in education books. So we can search by author likes. Likewise, with other genres of book, it's easy to do it and doesn't make it difficult for employees who usually tidy up books, because I personally prefer to find book myself. The second is activating prior knowledge. What is prior knowledge? Fluent readers usually bring to mind what they already know about a topic before and while reading. 2. Using what you already know when reading a text helps with both comprehension of the reading as well as remembering what was read. 3. As fluent readers read, they compare what they are reading to what they already know and use that to help with comprehension. The purpose is 1. To help students identify what they already know about the topic of reading passage. 2. To provide students with background information that they need to know before reading. 3. To help students make connection with background knowledge while they read. The procedure is 1. Explain now how background knowledge helps reading and remembering. 2. Think of ways for students to discover what they already know about a topic. Previewing titles or headline and discuss what students already know about this. And next, look at photos or captions and discuss what students already knows about this. Brainstorm about the topic. And 4. A student to think about what they already know about the topic and a specific or general question about the topic. 3. Think of ways to build new background knowledge as needed. Pretext vocabulary as vocabulary in the topic related set will help students develop background knowledge. Show, don't tell. Use demonstration, videos, photos, field trip, or guest speakers. We usually find this in everyday life. Many of the books we read or write on the walls, such as wall magazines, promotional items, and others. I once read a novel called Sunset and Rosie. The book is very good. I learned a lot of few things from the book. But of course, there were something I already knew, especially since I was a psychology student. Rosie, the main character who has depression, and her children who no longer have a father because of bomb in Jimbaran. Slowly, I realized what pain Rosie had. Her life was hard because she was left by her husband with 4 children. There's a lot I can compare based on Rosie what I've learned. I've been studying depression for a long time, and I compare Rosie's depression levels. Luckily, there was someone who Rosie could rely on. If not, maybe Rosie will really go into deep depression and end up going crazy or going mad. From that book, I also learned how to survive, even though I was almost forgotten. Actually, there are still people who support. The last one is story map. What is story map? The organization of story differs from culture to culture. A story map shows the steps in a story so that the reader can more easily comprehend the action of the story. A simple story might have this part: setting, events, complication, resolution, and moral. But it might not. This is cultural. Teach inductively to discover what organization or map a story might have. There are other ways of organizing stories. Readers' biggest stories tend to use a flashback style of organization. For example, making a story map is similar to identifying text structure in a reading, such a cause or effect of comparison. Purpose is to help students understand the story structure of a reading so that they can predict and make hypotheses about the story as fellow readers do. 2. To help students feel comfortable with the way the story is organized. 3. To help students practice scanning to find the organization of what they read. The procedure is inductive or discover method. Discuss the idea of a story map. What might it have in it? Help students with name of different parts. Draw some kinds of graphic organizer on board. 2. Have students do noisy reading and quickly read their story to see what parts they can identify. 3. Write possible parts of the story on the board and have students put in orders. 4. OR. Have students draw a map of the story or timeline of the events. 5. Have students reread story more slowly to see if the story map is correct. 6. Draw attention to how stories in various cultures may be organized differently. The deductive method is 1. Give students a graphic organizer with the step of the story in it. 2. Explain what each might contain. 3. Have students read the story and put in the main parts in the graphic organizer. By making a story map, listener will understand the story easily because the storyteller will provide a map of the story. For example, when I sit in front of many small children in Australia telling stories about Indonesian culture, I will make a story map and put it on the blackboard. This will make it easier for foreigners to understand. This is the end of my presentation. Hopefully useful, and sorry if there are still many shortcomings. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
何もいらないからもう少しだけ感じてた